Hello and welcome to Froggity Frog Crochet and this stitch guide on how to crochet the camel stitch. The camel stitch is a nice easy stitch that just uses half double crochet and takes advantage of the third loop the stitch creates. So to start with this stitch, you're going to need a foundation chain in any multiples of stitches that you need, plus one for your turning chain.
So to start the camel stitch, we're going to be making a half double crochet in the second chain from your hook. So that half double crochet is the first stitch of your row. So I'm just going to mark it with a stitch marker. And then you're going to make a half double crochet in every stitch across. So to make the camel stitch, we're going to be taking advantage of that third loop that the half double crochet creates, and that's going to create all the lovely texture that we're going to be seeing. So row 1 is just all half double crochet. Well, all the rows of the camel stitch are all half double crochet. It just depends on which loop we're going to be working in. Okay, so once you get to the end, for row 1 you turn and chain 1. Okay. And then we're going to start making a half double crochet in both loops. So this is your third loop here, this is your front loop, and this is your back loop back here. But to kind of keep our edges nice and solid, we're going to be using the back loop and front loop to make the first stitch of the row. So row 2, we're going to be making the rest of our half double crochet in the back loop only. So we're going to keep these two unused, so third loop, front loop, back loop. Use the back loop only, make a half double crochet in each stitch of row 2 until you get to the last stitch. Just get some more yarn. So back loop only all the way across, and then when we get to the last stitch of the row, we're going to use the front and back loops again just to make the edges a bit more solid, because if you only use one loop it does tend to pull up a bit. So third loop's down there, front loop and back loop, use both those ones to make the final stitch of the row. Okay, you can see all that texture has been left on the front. So now we turn and start row 3. So turn, chain 1. I'm going to make a half double crochet, but this time we're going to be using the third loop and the front loop, because we're going to use the back loop unused. So all the texture for the camel stitch needs to stay on one side. So this is going to be the back of our piece, and we need to have no texture at all. So the next stitch is made in the third loop only, and that's right at the front. Just make a half double crochet in each of the third loops. Okay, so it's this one here. There we go. If you crochet your stitches tight, this bar here can look like it's going across. If you just put it to one side, you can see that it's actually going down, and your third loop is this one right there. So using that third loop only, half double crochet in every stitch until you get to the last stitch of the row, and in this one we're going to make your final stitch in that third loop and the front loop just to secure that edge. Okay, and you see that texture is all now sitting on the front. So for the rest of the camel stitch you're repeating rows 2 and 3 until you have all the rows that you need.
So there is your stitch guide on how to crochet the camel stitch. I would love to see what you create with this pretty stitch. please come and show us at our Facebook group Froggity, Frogs, Ribbit and Stitch. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stitch guides, crochet patterns and crochet tips. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time for the next video. Bye for now.